Yo, what it do? Hope you woke up winning to the Woke Up Winning show. We got another one for y'all today. Got my guy. I call him Mr.T.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And like we finna have a good one today. We finna kick this shit. We finna have a good show.
Why not?
Why not? Why the fuck not? Man, but yeah, what we was talking about with the superhero shit.
The Marvel shit?
Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Marvel, DC comic, totally off topic, but you owe an explanation.
Yeah.
I was just enlightened the other day in the midst of a conversation. And the person said to you, have you noticed that when it comes to black superheroes, we are the only ones without a man being attached to it? It's either a machine or an animal. And I said, hold the fuck up.
Shit. That's deep.
Hold the fuck up.
That shit.
Hold the fuck up.
I'm gonna have to go back and check this shit.
Yeah. So he went on the list of saying Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Aquaman. He said, we get Black Panther, we get Cyborg. And I stopped right there, right? Because I had to really think about it. Well, he ain't lying.
Cause
He ain't lying because ain't too many black superheroes.
Cause even with the new Captain America movie, they put him in a bird suit.
And call him who? Falcon.
They put him in a bird suit.
And even in the movie, man, they call him son. It's a bunch of little racial little slur. Like they don't respect the shield that the black man carries. You can take that so many ways, bro.
Look, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I kind of don't even want to go see the movie. Simply because they was like, let's try to extend this and give it to this black dude. Instead of saying, you know what, we're gonna create a completely different role for this guy. Like you trying to save Captain America. He done. He's over with. Stop trying to reinvent him. Give him a new, make him something else.
I mean, now I'm not the comic book.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not the comic book pro.
According to the comic book pros that I know, this is what happens in the comic book. Now, I don't know if Falcon is actually black or white, or was this a spin on it?
Yeah.
What I will say is that in real time, which is today's time, I think it's important that you show the first black Captain America stronger. In this movie, and I didn't know this, somebody told me from the Disney series of it. Anthony Mackie, Falcon, says that he doesn't want to take the super serum because he wants to appear to be normal.
Nah, you got to think about that shit too. That's black too. Black people historically don't like taking vaccines.
Ooh.
I don't want to take that shit.
Ooh.
Just because it worked for that Captain America, don't mean it's gonna work for me.
Okay, well, cool. I love the way you just did that. All right, but so I'm gonna give you another though. Why that is noble? Black people that was naive.
Of course.
And here's why. It also showed me that black people are still trying to fight a war in 2025 that they did in 1995.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, we are. But go ahead.
Let me get in with a support tag real quick. Let me get it. Falcon should have knew, like everybody else knew. He is an Avenger. He's fought by the side of real superheroes. When they fought Thanos, when they fought Ultron, you know, him, Black Widow, Hawkeye, they was never fighting the main villain for a reason because it wasn't realistic. You have no superpowers. You're a great fighter. Okay. You're probably not anything outside of your uniform, your skill set. Okay. Which is good, but when you're fighting super villains,
you got to fight on your level.
Superheroes. Yeah. So what I got out of there was, nigga, you should have knew better. You knew you was gonna need the juice. It was noble. but it was naive. Because your oppressors, your villains, they're getting juiced up. They're ready for whoever.
That's true.
Integrity and honor is not involved in it. You know, for them, they're about let me win by all costs. Now, people do that in the ring. People do that in all types of sports. They get juiced up, whatever, like that. Some of them go on to be legends and Hall of Famers. Some of them go to get ridiculed and blasted amongst social media and the fan base. I feel like Falcon, you do better when you know better. He knew the type of enemies he was going to get ready to fight.
Yep.
Why be a step behind when you could be, if not on the same playing field, a step ahead? You chose to do that. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I get the premise around the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but he was supposed to step into that leadership role of Captain America. But I feel like this movie was geared towards making him become Captain America, which is two different things. Like you can step into that role and be the leadership or the leader, just like Captain America was, but they gave him too much stuff to be like, here, go be Captain America, versus saying, hey, we need you to lead and pull everybody together.
Well, I think what I saw on it, what they had the Disney show to introduce that. By the time it got to the main screen, you should be Captain America. This is not a warm-up situation. This is not you came out on the court an hour, 2 hours before game time and shot some layup. If they didn't want us to get used to him being that, then why put it on Disney? By the time he makes it to the main screen, I'm gonna need you to be that nigga.
Well, Disney's flawed anyways.
I'm just saying, you know, like you gotta be, man, a whole different conversation.
Disney don't have a happy ending movie nowhere. Everybody always dying or somebody family getting killed. Family Disney love death.
Yeah. Well.
Just saying. Well. Even the historical movies we grew up watching, somebody died. You can't think of one where it was just a flat out good movie.
Okay, give me some Disney movies.
Where'd you go? Beauty and the Beast?
Died.
Bambi? Snow White?
Why died? Snow White didn't die.
Snow White was dead. She had to get kissed by 6.
But
she had to get kissed by by a guy. By a guy. Okay. She had to get kissed by a guy.
6 of them.
It was 6.
Was it 6?
I could be wrong. Well, she had to be kissed by one guy to wake up, basically. I ain't gonna say she got kissed, but
okay.
Either way,
but again, she died. They chose to resurrect the person they wanted to resurrect. Can we say resurrect?
Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's what they did.
Okay, all right. Well, how damn. What a way to open up.
But I'm just saying, I've always had a bias against Disney because no matter what you watch from them, it's they torment you.
Is it heartbreaking?
And then, I mean, I'm older now, so it's not heartbreaking. It's just you can
expect death.
You can expect death or some kind of evil something.
Okay, so that was my problem with the Falcon movie too, right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the ending of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a situation where Red Hulk realizes that Falcon is just an ordinary dude with some wings. And if I clip one of these wings, this fight's over. So everybody mad at the ending. I need you to understand the ending is realistic because there's no way that superheroes have problems with Hulk.
Right.
Why should a dude with no powers and can just fly around get an extended scene, a fight scene to the death or however it ends, right? Yeah. It's not fucking realistic. But this is what happens. So his wings, he got some extra wings from Wakanda and shit like that. And when he hits them with the wings and shit, and so like they're absorbing the hits.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they can barely take the hits.
Right.
So he finally lets the power go out of him, and everybody knows Hulk knows that this didn't kill Hulk. They know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When that man got up, this is where people T, I walked out the movie theater feeling defeated. I did not feel like I felt when I saw Black Panther. I felt defeated. Ooh. I felt like people of another ethnic group, depending on what they was on, walked out feeling like they was up. And they should have. Because this is what Anthony Mackie did, Falcon. I don't, looking back on this, I just don't understand how he took the role. I don't understand why he took that scene. This is what he did. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm being so serious. Okay. Man kneeled down and did this right here and said, hey man, I know you can kill me with one punch. But what would your daughter think? What would your kids think? No, this is what Falcon said to the Hulk. Okay. Once he got up from that blast, paraphrasing, I'm sorry, angry white man. Oh. I should have known better. Would you please stop? I know you can kill me. I can't take this no more. I was not prepared for this. Submitted. And not only do I want you to see, the significance of this is that the Hulk didn't stop because of his possible kids watching. He stopped because the man said, is this really how you want your daughter to see you? Mm-hmm. And what do you see? An angry white man starts to calm down. What? You can't do that. It's over. Right. You're beneath me. This is beneath me. This is what I'm seeing. I think the fact that he kneeled is probably the problem. Yeah. Now he didn't just kneel, but when you do this, I'm not sure if his knee hit the ground, but he did this. Mercy, please. Mercy, please. Because I gotta say what it is. Like it bothered me because now let me go to Black Panther. Black Panther, in my opinion, is a great animated story between Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Malcolm X, Killmonger, Chakanda, I'm pronouncing his name right, Black Panther, Martin Luther King. Hear me out. Go ahead. Hear me out. Okay, so two people were almost the same goals, just different ways of going about it. Malcolm X says, "Hey, bro, we over here getting oppressed. You got the knowledge, you got the know-how to help us defeat our oppressors, right? Give us this." So I can take this back over here, and the people that look like us won't have to be oppressed no more. Martin says, we got people like us getting done like that over there. Well, tell them to come over here, and they ain't got to worry about that no more. Come to Africa. That's a stretch. Damn it. Is that what he said? No. What he said was, I'm not going to give you these weapons, and then your oppressors will be my oppressors. No, they'll be up on us. I can't let this technology leave Wakanda. Did he not say that? I get that part. But I think Black Panther whole premise was just a kid growing up and he had no family, find out he had a family and he had a right to the throne. And oh shit, y'all stole the throne. It's more so like a black on black crime type shit, not so much of a black Malcolm X and Martin Luther King type shit. Because Black Panther was really, man, it was a great movie first off, but it was really just showing how black men have strife between each other. That's just some shit we have in our community. Like black men can just be like, oh, I don't like you just because. But this movie, you had a reason not to like me. But even then, T'Challa was still like, yo, we ain't even got to do this. No, I want what's mine. No, we really don't have to do this. Yeah. Remember, he didn't want to fight him in the beginning. So here's my thing. So what you're saying about his right, his heritage, right? Right. His right to the throne. Okay, that pissed him off even more, right? Right. That his father died and left him and woo. But what he started realizing as he was in the military, being a part of the military helped fuel the fire, was that, hey man, if this place that my pops used to talk about is real, then why are my people that look like us living like this over here? Why is this a secret? Why won't they help? blase, blase. So yes, he wanted the throne, but he wanted the throne with the agenda of I'm finna go kick these folks' ass.
Oh, that's easy for you.
My people ain't finna keep going through this shit right here.
That's easy.
I'm finna run the world. Is that right?
I got you.
Right.
I got you.
So my thing, so as I'm watching it, I saw two beautiful points. I understand why Killmonger wanted to do what he did. I truly do. I understand that also he was like, hey, I'm not the king of all people. I'm king of Wakanda. I don't have to save people in America.
Right.
But if people look like me over here, they're more than welcome to come over here.
Right.
And we can build together. But just like we've said a million times, like, how many of us with the opportunity right now, how many, give me a ratio of black, 1 to 10, a ratio of black men that will say, hey man, come over here to Africa and we got a house waiting on you.
See, and that's the same thing though. Like your whole premise is
Killmonger was like, nah, man, Wakanda ain't, I'm straight on Wakanda. I want to be king of Wakanda. So I can run, so I can tell y'all what to do.
But see,
I don't, we shouldn't have to live here to be free when you have the ability to help us be free now. I think what would have been a better, do you understand, for me, the impact of Black Panther, how better it would have been if Killmonger didn't die.
Absolutely.
If they could have worked their shit out.
Absolutely.
So why is it in Black Panther that the angry black man could not be rationalized with, and the only way to deal with that was dealt with in the hope the angry white man could be de-escalated, and it didn't have to end in death. The irrational white man over here.
That's easy. That's easy. That's an easy question though.
Like, okay,
that's an easy question.
Give me the easy answer, bro.
Because historically, even currently, as we sit here today, anytime you see a black anything on TV, it's because black is going against black. Anything you point to, even the housewives of Atlanta, all them going back and forth. There's never been outside of, I don't want to say this, but the Cosby Show, but it was good for black people. Bernie Mac Show, good for black people. But there's not a lot of good black shows or movies out there showing or depicting black people in a just normal life, like the Bernie Mac Show or the Cosby Show. Hell, even the Neighbors would stay up.
But what made my thing is, I think that I hear what you're saying. My rebuttal to it would be Black Panther was about Black Panther Wakanda was about black excellence.
Yep.
That's what your villain is a vigilante, fuck the world.
Right.
A black man that's walking around in America. Wakanda was a place of black excellence. So, again, you're portraying the black man in America versus the black man in Wakanda. Again, why was he a person that couldn't have been talked down, but the white man in the Hulk could be talked down?
Well, I can't give you that reason, but I can paint a different scenario for you.
Give me a scenario.
What country we live in?
America.
All right, we live in United States of America, right?
Yes.
Let's say somebody from Africa, motherland, where all black people want to go. Mm-hmm. He come over here. Mm-hmm. He go, we're in Memphis. He come to Memphis. Uh-huh. There's a mayor in Memphis, right? Mm-hmm. Black mayor in Memphis. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I want to become the mayor of Memphis. I don't like that dude. Come to find out, they related somehow. You don't like me, I don't like you. Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of strife going back and forth. Okay. What's the difference between that scenario and Black Panther? Nothing. Because no matter what race you are, no matter where you are, you're going to have strife between individuals. Whether you're black, white, Caucasian, Asian, you just going to have it, right?
I can own and accept that. But again, even in the scenario that you just painted for me, strife is not death.
Right.
My thing is, why did it have to end in death in Black Panther versus the Hulk?
Oh, that's historically.
Historically,
black people, everything, a lot of stuff that, a lot of shows in black, it ends in what?
All black people, they have different, me and you have had differences of opinion since I met
Exactly.
you. Nobody has disrespected each other.
I agree.
Or has it came to death or anything.
I agree with that.
So that's not saying if if the movies, if Marvel or whatnot is painting a picture that black people can't come together from two different sides and have a civilized conversation, and even if they don't agree that it has to end in death, I have a problem with that. Because that could be further from the truth. It doesn't always have to end in death.
I agree. But the problem is not that. The problem is how Hollywood historically views black men or black people in general.
Yeah.
Remember in the 90s, man, black men always took on what? The thug role, who ended up getting killed. Now we're just not the thug role. We're getting good roles, but guess what? We're still the bad guy in most movies.
Well, here's the thing.
See, all they did with Black Panther.
That's why it matters how black actors, what roles you take.
Absolutely.
Why Killmonger was a great role for Michael B. Jordan.
It was a great movie. It was a great movie.
It was a great movie, great role for him. The what could have set us back, the clapback for that is that, or the harsh reality of it is that everybody that walks around America, every black man that walks around dressed like Killmonger, look like Killmonger, is immediately profiled.
Oh,
by the young cop in training.
Not just a
by
cop.
Young politician in training, but by society.
Society.
Because you're looking. You don't come off according to how what's my guy Reeves firm, law firm.
Yep.
I loved his image when he came out because to me he was erasing the stereotype of what a black man looks like with dreads.
Absolutely.
Opposed to what we see in the music videos, what Hollywood puts on TV for the sake of love and hip hop, for the sake of sitcoms, for the sake of any other reality show or movie. I love what he stood for because your hair
don't define who you are.
It shouldn't. But if I keep putting a picture, if I keep putting a narrative attached to it, then you will start to fear that. Look, like I would fear a bald head white man quicker than I will one with hair. Because the image has been portrayed to the bald head white man with tats is like, oh man, you don't like me. You hate me. This is your stance. You know what I'm saying? And we know the group of people that came with this. So, we got to be careful with, or they should be careful with how they're portraying it because you're making it twice as hard. Unless that's the objective, to keep a narrative out there of which person to fear according to their style.
I don't know.
Their hair, the way that they grown themselves.
I don't know. I'll say this though. I'm happy Black Panther happened.
Me too.
We don't. We
again.
Black,
this ain't the shot towards that. Look, if the hope doesn't happen the way that it happens, if it doesn't end the way that it ends,
okay. Let me twist this around for you.
I don't even have to really backtrack towards why is this more of a happy ending than this one.
Would you be okay if it was reversed though? If Hulk was a black guy and a white guy bound?
If Hulk was a black guy and a white guy,
the bow down is like, don't do that. Don't do that. What would your daughter think? Because you can't have it both ways.
I can't say I would be okay with it and not okay with it. And the reason why is because we've never seen nothing like that.
You haven't, but I'm saying
I would be completely thrown off and completely shocked. I would,
but it would have been a better movie, though, wouldn't it?
If I could be honest with you, that would be more of a fairy tale.
No, it wouldn't.
Than reality.
No, it wouldn't.
No, what I'm saying is that it's like the first time you got your song, right?
I can't wait to hear that.
No, it's like you didn't know you would feel or this would come from that. You didn't know how to feel.
Yo.
You was just completely shocked. You remember the first time you busted.
Yo.
You didn't know. You
how do you jump?
Hey, I jumped like a motherfucker, but I'm making sense though. So for me to see on a motion picture screen is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I would be completely taken back and don't know what to feel if the Hulk is black and the white man bows down.
Okay.
Because I've never seen that out of all my years living on TV, anything.
Yes, you have.
Name something.
Yes, you have. Let me paint this picture for you. Look.
Tell me when it has happened.
Look, listen. If anything, if Hulk was black and Falcon was white, it would be a more truer story than how it's depicted now. Why? Because historically, in every movie, every sitcom, and everything you've seen on TV with black men, what are we? We are always the aggressive, the angry one, the bulky one. So why Hawk can't be the black guy?
I'm not saying he can't. I said I will be caught off guard.
Of course you would.
Because I have never, nor have you. And at least you haven't gave me one yet.
I don't have one.
I want you to paint a picture, but then you got to understand why I would be caught off guard.
I agree.
As opposed to, like I said, my first nut, I was caught off guard, nigga. I didn't know how to feel. Was this a good thing or a bad thing?
I agree.
Let me process this for a minute.
It's something to process.
Yeah, because say it for true. America, you have never given us a scenario. There's never been a scenario whether it was in cinema or real life, in any history book, grade school or not, any college courses where black people even thought about making a white man bow down. Because if I can be completely honest with you, I look at black people as, according to the history knowledge I got, I looked at them as kings and queens that really didn't move with violence, preferred not to be violent, understood how to rule their kingdom without it, never wanted to make nobody really feel inferior to them. Like if it's time to fight, then we'll fight. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
man.
We don't. I'm not saying that. Let me say this. I'm not saying we soft. I'm saying you can rule a kingdom with respect just as much as you can violence.
I disagree.
Oh.
I disagree.
Oh.
You can you are
right. It totally contradicts what I said about 1995 and 2025. You know, we still think that we can, email and protest. And this shit gonna change a motherfucking thing. Right? You are right,
to a certain extent, it will.
What our forefathers have understood is that
violence sparks reaction.
Can be a necessary evil, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Casualties of war ain't nothing new to mankind.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
you are right.
I'd rather be a feared king than a beloved king.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this.
I'd rather be a feared king than a beloved king, because historically, everyone that's beloved, everybody that loves them, always get taken advantage of.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I love what you say. I think,
but you can't be both, though.
I think yes,
you can't be both.
I think there's a great area where you have to be the gangster and the gentleman.
Yeah, you got to be the happy. It got to be a happy medium.
Let me paint a picture.
Yeah.
If you're whooping your girl, right?
No, horrible scenario.
No, I'm not.
Horrible scenario.
I'm going
horrible.
If you whoop your girl, okay, let me put it like this.
It's horrible.
No.
I'm trying to save you.
Well, no, don't save me. Don't save me. Let me put it like this. If you strike fear into your woman,
okay,
however you strike fear into her, right? Now you said you're great, but if you strike fear into her, right now, and you ask her to cook you a meal,
Stockholm syndrome.
Huh?
Stockholm syndrome.
Enlighten me.
Stockholm syndrome is basically like, just say for instance, someone was raped by a person. Mm-hmm. That person would do everything they can to not be in trouble by that person. That means they're going to fall in love with that person. They're going to do everything under the sun to make that person happy. You fall in love with your abuser. Stockholm syndrome. That's basically.
I want to do some more research on that.
Okay.
But thank you for that.
Stockholm syndrome.
I didn't know that was not the word for that.
Stockholm syndrome.
I did not know that. But I was going to say this. If the woman fears you, makes you dinner, it's not going to taste the same way as the woman that loves you.
I don't want a woman that fears me.
No. You should want, again, ruling with fear. That's what I'm saying. I think both. I think you have to have a healthy balance of being beloved and feared.
Well,
feared if you cross me, but I'd rather love you instead. This is what you get.
The happy medium.
This is what you get out of me loving you and you love me.
The happy medium.
You can taste, you can tell when you walk into a home or you walk into a situation,
love and peace is in there.
Where love and peace is in there versus resentment, hate, unappreciated, fear. You know, you can throw out a bunch of adjectives that ain't gonna never add up to walking into a house that has love and peace waiting on you. And love and peace is in return walking through the door.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So there has to be, and again,
that's what I mean.
There is more historical knowledge of us doing that.
Doing what part?
Moving out of love and peace than just straight up violence.
Oh, yeah.
In order to rule a kingdom, to rule a nation.
I think we as, I know we as blacks tend to be more receptive of any other race. Because we're naturally peaceful people until you fuck with us.
Yeah.
And then that's when like, oh no, he's this and he's that, or she's this and she's that. No, you came and fucked with me first. I was over here chilling, sitting, not minding my own business. Then you came over here fucking with me.
Yeah.
Now you over here claiming victim. How? You came to me. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. No. I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying. Now that made perfect good sense to me. Again, I think for those who don't understand what we're saying, there's a part.
Quit fucking with me.
Within the show, quit fucking with me. There's a part within the show where it normally goes at the end, but right now it seems suitable to say just right now. I call it going for the dub.
Okay.
Which is Boca winning. So I like to leave somebody with an idea of what I think winning is according to the topic that we're talking about.
All right.
Particular section. Right now, what we got is that I think you have to have a healthy balance of being a gangster and a gentleman. Dominant yet delicate, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? In this situation. And when I say dominate does not mean domestic and aggressive. It means, to me, when I hear dominant, again, it's confidence and assertiveness. You know what I'm saying? In order to get the job done. Nobody's listening. Nobody can receive out of hate. Nobody can receive out of yelling. Your tone has to be, you know what I'm saying? There's just a certain way to get your thing across, your message across. So, hey, that was good. That was good. Right
I think just to add on to that, I think what we have to do collectively, not just blacks and whites, I mean, just period. I think we have to stop using submissive and dominant as master and slave.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people tend to think I'm dominant, so I'm your master.
Yes.
I'm submissive, so you're my slave. That's not what that means.
Yes.
That means you have a leader in your household. Your husband is the dominant one. He's not your master. He's the master. He's the dominant figure in the house. If your kid is in trouble, that man is taking care of that situation.
Yeah.
And then after he do what he do, mama always, baby, it's okay. And as a father, that's okay to do because he or she needs to know that I'm gonna whoop your ass and mama gonna love you. Or vice versa. If mama whoop your ass, I'm gonna have to come right behind her and be like, mama love you. But you can't always think that, oh, you're the dominant one, so you're the master. I have to submit to you no matter what. That's not a period.
Woo.
Don't use it like that.
And then we said this for women. Now I can't speak for women, but I would give you how I think a man perceives a woman's actions. What's delicate, it's okay, women, to be the damsel in distress.
Oh, we love that shit.
We love that shit.
Me and Love say, look,
you can't be dominant because once you appear to be dominant, we gonna bump heads. This is in my nature. This is not within your nature. And out of all due respect, it's not within your nature. You was created to be the nurturer. You was created to be loving. It's and full of wisdom, my add. You're not the lesser being, but your man would jump for you quicker with you being more delicate than appearing to be more dominant.
And we
love a damsel in distress, man.
Hell yeah.
We love this shit, man, especially when she's ours.
And I'm telling you, I know in my house that shit flip flops. Still,
my dad called me and she's like, baby, I know you're busy today, but if you have time,
If I had time, shit. Now, let me go get this shit right now.
Because you just came off like, oh, like.
But if you come off, hey, I need when you on your way home, I need you to go pick up this shit for me. What? No. What? Nah.
Why you stop at the store?
I ain't feel like
it. You got it. Like, look. Let me ask you this question, T. I saw something real cold. We gonna short but sweet. The question was this: which one would you pick? Which one are you choosing? The scenarios that we're talking about.
Scenario.
The dominant woman and the delicate woman.
Okay, I like how you just
curve it. You know what I'm saying?
Like pivot on into there.
I know it's gonna grow one, right? Man, this is the perfect time to slide this one on in there.
Pivot on to this type of situation. This is a conversation.
This is what we do, right? Yeah. Look, check it out. So, the type of woman.
All right.
A and B. Dominant, delicate. Let's start with delicate first. She's 25 years old. Okay. Submissive. No kids. GED. Makes $15 an hour.
Okay.
Dominance. 35. She's 35. Bossy. 2 kids. 2 degrees. Earns $170K.
Mm-hmm.
I want to defend A.
A is the submissive one?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like you to give me the pros and cons to B versus A.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
The pros for the dominant one is you got dependability.
Mm-hmm.
You got responsible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she up there in older age, so she probably not with all that foolery. But again, you can never tell unless you get to know somebody.
Yeah, I know some old thoughts.
Exactly. You know what I mean? She got a good job. She making money. So you coming in, she not needing your money, but it's something y'all can kind of put together and build a good foundation if y'all was to get in a relationship, right?
Okay.
The cons to dating her is the kids, especially if you ain't got none. And then it depends on if she got one baby daddy or 2, because that means you got 2 men that you got to fight for just to get your spot.
Okay.
Because, people don't believe it, but if a woman has multiple baby daddies, guess what? You still got to fight for your spot, because he can call and be like, I want to pick my kid up Saturday. No, we got something to do. But he want to see his kid. Y'all should have planned that shit out. So then that's that back and forth.
Okay. That's the first con.
Yeah, that's the first con.
Okay.
The second con is...
It's basically what you're saying, maneuvering around the fact that she has 2 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or vice versa. It could be male or female. If you coming in with kids, but we gonna stay on topic.
Okay.
We gonna stay on topic because we.
Okay. You know what? I may throw your lifeline on there, but I want you.
We gonna stay on topic. We gonna stay on topic. Another con to that is that she's in her career, and depending on what you do for a living, that can be a problem for her. Depending on if she make $175,000 a year. 170. And let's say you make a good 60,000-70,000 a year.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So depending on how she is mentally,
let me ask you this: is that respectable?
What?
The man that makes 60K.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to salary, that should not matter when you're in a relationship.
Okay.
Because if you're in a relationship, whether you married to that person or you just living with that person or y'all just living in separate households, it shouldn't always be, well, you make the most, so you got to pay for this. Okay, well, what if the female make the most? Does that mean she got to pay for all the shit? No. That means if you in a good relationship, that shit is split. You talk about it and go from there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So. Okay, but go ahead. You said depending on what you do.
So
depending on what you do for a living to get that 60K, or depending on if you make 60K.
Well, so that's kind of
like
that's entangled into one thing, right?
Well, hold on. Well, let me say this. somebody that is a general manager.
Okay. Doesn't matter. They just a general manager.
They're just a general manager.
Okay.
Do you think a woman perceives him making $60K versus an entrepreneur?
It depends. I mean, you
does that dictate how much your $60,000 is worth?
No.
Or admire it? Are you sure?
No, I think no. Well, let me say this first.
Okay.
Because no matter what you do for a living, if you're making 60K a year, that's 60K a year.
Okay.
Whether you picking up trash or you pushing a broom. Whether you're pushing a broom or you're a general manager. Whether you're selling cars or you just running your own barbershop. Your 60K is 60K.
60K is 60K in the bank.
Yeah, 60. We're talking about money right now. 60K is just 60K.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to how you earn that 60K, that's when the problem comes in.
Yeah.
Because she may not like what you do. You like what you do. I mean,
there you go. And I think for a woman that, matter of fact, let me finish that. Mm-hmm. I'm taking notes.
No. I'm saying because I think a lot of times, man, what I've learned in my life is that a lot of women think that men that make a lot of money is going to want them. Not true. And the crazy thing is, if that man is making 50K and you making, let's say you making 80K, there's no reason why you should shun that man in whatever he does. I'm finna tell you.
No, that is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, look, some women, I'll say some women, not all women.
Yes.
If you get offended by this, well, then there you go. But some women always want the men that make money. But that same man is not going to respect you as the same man that's flipping burgers at McDonald's. Or he's a manager at McDonald's. Or he owns the fucking McDonald's. Like, a lot of times, not even just women, men can be grouped into that category too. A lot of times, man, we get sidetracked like, oh, this person make this amount of money. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get. Well, guess what? You don't make that much. So why do you think that I'm a settle when you wouldn't settle? I don't think that's right. Like when it comes to how you make your money, as long as it's an honorable way, meaning I ain't out there stealing and killing for it. That's my thing. That's subjective, depending on the person. Depending on the person. Depending on the person. It's subjective.
It's subjective.
It's subjective.
It's depending on the person again.
Yeah.
I think.
I say honorable, not noble. A noble job is a farmer. Honorable is you going to work and getting your money the honorable way.
It's the same thing. What's not honorable about a farmer?
No, I'm saying it's honorable.
I mean, no, you said a farmer is noble, not honorable.
So honorable is I'm getting my money the right way. I'm not out there stealing, breaking into folks' house. Now, I'm not saying a farmer is not honorable.
Okay.
I want you to me personally. I'm not saying that about a farmer. The reason why I say that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think a farmer is a noble career is because what you're doing is you're taking your time to grow something to feed the masses.
Yeah.
To me, that's noble.
Yeah.
You're to be a farmer, you're not invested in how much money you make, right? And that just depends on the farmer. So
farmer is no different than a golfer.
If that's how you make your money.
Hear me out. Farming is people benefit from it, right?
Yeah, you feed people.
In order to farm, it's just like golfing. Because it's such a slow process, you have to actually enjoy it.
Yeah, but
when you're good enough to the point where you can monetize it,
it's honorable, but I don't think it's noble.
Yeah. I don't think
noble. Look, to me, noble is someone that's doing something, or their whole life is catered around to doing something to benefit the masses. A farmer does that.
The gray area in that is that
it's subjective now.
It's subjective,
and it's my own personal opinion.
Because I feel like you correct. My opinion of noble is somebody that's doing it without any monetary gain.
That's a lot of farmers, though. Farmers have to make money because guess what? How am I gonna feed the masses if I don't have the money?
You gonna feed them. Here's the thing. There is very few things, or should I say, noble. Noble to me is an act within a period of time, a significant moment of being noble, uh, which is fine, great, nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I like to think I display acts of nobleness a lot.
Yeah, we
right?
all do.
Where there's no personal gain from it at all. I can't make a career out of it though.
I can't make a career out of it. I'm just, in my opinion, that's not something I can do.
And if somebody can, and like me, put me on game. But that's where. So don't know if there's a profession where you are monetizing it for any reason, whether you started off with it being noble or not. The moment you monetized it, it was not noble. It was honorable. It was not noble. You know what I'm saying? Because you started. But again, I think acts of kindness come where there's no where it's more it's selfless.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Which create that. I think now so what I heard from you dealing with
we sidetracked. We sidetracked from the whole women thing.
With the bossy. I think
because you still ain't gave me your take on the young girl.
Okay, let me give you my take on the young.
Because we got sidetracked from.
Okay, so let me say the pros. Okay, first the pros, the cons to the young girl. If I'm basing it off this right now, the only con I see to her is the ability. I don't know. Let me say this: my lack of ability to be able to see was her ceiling.
Okay.
What is your ceiling?
But
where you at right now is okay.
It's okay.
Yes. But again, what's your ceiling? We look at people and we assess them by the ability to understand what they could be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And sometimes we go for that. And sometimes we're wrong. In most cases, I feel like men get it right more so than women. Women don't get mad at me. But there is a song that says, I choose you, baby. And it's sung by a man. More times than less, a man gets it right, whether he's choosing a woman to be his wife or he's choosing to be whether he's choosing a woman to be her husband or be her pimp. He gets it right. Because I choose you. Because men tend to look at a woman and see see exactly what we are able to achieve out of them now to get to the future versus feeling like I think you will be this in the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How many women, correct me if I'm wrong, how many times have you looked at a man and said, I think he'll be a good husband. I think he will be a good father.
Men don't say that
shit. Got it wrong. No.
I've never said I think she'll be a good wife. Fuck. No.
No. You know what men say? I know.
Yeah, I know.
Before we
I'm marry her.
I know
I'm a marry her.
She's, you know what I'm saying? She has what it takes now. She can only get better. Mm-hmm. I know she's going to get better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because what we're looking for is that a man that finds finds a man that finds
a nice woman.
Biblical type wife is a man that finds a good thing.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. Okay, so with that being said, that's my only con with A, is that I don't know her ceiling per se. But in real time, if she's submissive and she will work and she has a GED, that's a lot to work with.
Yeah.
That's a lot to work with from a level of optimism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You will probably surpass in 10 years what the bossy woman is doing at 35. Because, now, the only thing, men, It's when you get a submissive woman, don't mess it up for the next day.
Thank you.
Because it does no good.
Women and men. That goes for both of y'all.
Society no good. It does the culture no good. It does anybody any good for her to be submissive to the wrong person. You have to know what you're doing with her. There's nothing worse than having somebody that will believe in you and you take that away from them. Because you lost the characteristics of what a leader is. You made her feel like she had to be the breadwinner. She had to be the leader because being submissive to you was running the relationship into the fucking ground. That's the worst thing you can do to a woman is make her feel like it's
demoralizing.
Yeah, cannot do that. No, you in that instance right there, for any man that does not know how to be
and woman,
you have what's the opposite of emasculate for a woman? What is the other? What you get what I'm saying. So with that being said, so I will say this though, I would have to ask myself this about this woman. Let me look at this clearly a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Do your thing.
She's 25, submissive, no kids, GED, makes $15 an hour. I got to throw another con in there.
Go ahead.
While she's submissive, there may be a lack of focus.
Well, that
tunnel vision, because I got to ask myself, why do you have no kids?
That's not a con.
No.
Oh, okay.
You have no kids. But you have a GED.
Life, man.
You have no kids, and you're 25 making $15 an hour. Yes, life happens, but at 25, what I'm getting at is right now, yes, she's submissive. So here's the thing. You could come home to a woman that is your peace and be completely submissive. But according to the man in question, that may be all he needs. But if you're a man coming up, that's not all you need. That may not be all you need. Because now because what we do know is that while she was submissive, she may and probably at a point in time easily distracted. I'm saying this to compare her to B. B has 2 kids in 2 degrees. It took her 10 years. I don't know when these kids came into play, but there's a 10-year gap between the two. But how was she able to achieve this by carrying a child for 9 months, raising them, giving birth, continue to raise them, and still achieve these accolades versus the woman with basically no what's the word I'm looking for, distractions, nor life situations happening. What happened to you? I have to consider. For me, I'm gonna want to know more. Yes, I love the fact that you're submissive. I love the fact that I'm not saying your GED is not enough. That's not what I'm saying. Your education, because your education according to society standards does not guarantee that you're going to be rich. Matter of fact, there are people out here with more degrees
and still broke.
That are broke. We know that for a fact. So your education does not guarantee your success in life. So I'm led to believe, where was your focus, attention, or distraction at that has you here? Now 25 is still pretty young, but again, I guess I can stick with that one con. What's your ceiling? Because outside looking in, there's no reason why you are right here at 25.
Well, you got to also consider this, right?
So is this your ceiling?
No, it may not.
No, I'm just saying. Saying. So, just theoretically speaking, is this the submissive woman ceiling? And I got to ask you, the person you are right now, or let me say this, the man that's making 170K, in your opinion, which one do you think he would pick?
If I'm speaking for myself, I'm trying
not to dig that hole.
The first thing I'm thinking, the first thing I would try to figure out is, and this is the absolute first thing I'm gonna try to figure out, is which one is mentally healthy for me. Because I can work with either one of them. Okay. But if you get on my damn nerves, you have no drive. Just because you got bachelors and you making this money, don't mean you got to drive. That means you worked hard to get where you got. Now you there. Now you lazy. Or you young trying to get where you gotta get, or where you want to go, and you got that drive. You just need somebody to come in and help you see that picture and help you get there, right? But for me, if you mentally unhealthy for me and all we do is argue about dumb shit, I'm gonna go with the other one. No matter whether she's older, younger, kids, no kids, you got to be mentally healthy for me.
There was no right or wrong answer, but I appreciate your answer. I appreciate your answer in this. So for me, I would choose the exact same thing. So let it be known that a man would choose his peace over profit.
Absolutely.
When it comes to dealing with a woman, because basically what you just said was, because the key thing in this is that whether she makes more money than you or not, if she feels like she, according to this, her accolades and her accomplishments and her need to say, "Hey, I make over 100K. I really don't need," that's what that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Can a man of any level grow with that, tolerate that, have time to, you could nurture and bring the most submissive girl up, the peace up, than the bossy chick, because at this state right here, you can't tell the boss chick nothing.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how much money you make. It's hard for you to, if she doesn't look at you and say, you're going to have to convince her on a regular basis, which is going to lead to a lot of bossing and nagging that
I can't do it.
I mean, that's what it is.
You got to be mentally healthy for me.
So
I can't spend more time arguing with you than I do loving you.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
then that's
you ain't the one for me.
That's what it is. Because to the person that is middle class and working their ass off, all the way to the person. Let me start, man. Let me tell you something, man. You'll get a taste of what you call the good life, or the life that you always wanted, just to realize that it wasn't the good life. It was just what you wanted, what you hadn't experienced. I believe that you can take a homeless man and you can give him the bossy chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why she may bring him up, it's a reason. Women and men, it's a reason why you always go back to somebody who probably had less than.
Because they treated you right. They respected you
right.
That's the whole point.
Piece of there.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this conversation, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
you got to be my peace, not my problem.
Yeah. There you go. Well, look, y'all, man. I think we should cross all the T's.
Why not?
Man, I appreciate y'all per usual, man. T, man, this was a great show. I'd love to hear you back again, man.
Yes, sir.
Mr.T put down for y'all today, man. Yeah, we did it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
And that's it. With all that being said, man, I'm gonna leave y'all like I always leave you, man. If ain't nobody told you, I'm gonna tell you. I hope you woke up winning. Matter of fact, you did. That's
yes, sir.
Do it. All right, we out.
I like that one.